gonna go well with, you know, taco chips and the guacamoles and all the, yeah, perhaps some cheeses. Maybe it's gonna be a little bit too powerful for most cheeses, and I guess that's the downside of this type of Chardonnays. You have to be careful what you're going to be pairing with in terms of food. What is up, guys? Julien here, the French winemaking guy who makes wine videos here on YouTube. Yes, wine videos. And today it's going to be a very quick wine review video. I'm going to be tasting Rombauer Vineyards California Chardonnay, a wine coming from the south of the Napa Valley, Napa Sonoma, by the San Pablo Bay, the Carneros area. A wine that I brought back myself. I was recently in San Diego, California, and I brought back in my suitcase this bottle of wine. Here I live in France. We don't get the California Chardonnays all that much at all. It's very, very hard to find. So we don't get this very oaky style of Chardonnays that you guys or many have in California. And as far as I could remember, I've read a lot of things online about all sorts of different wines. I spent quite a long time studying different wines, and in my memory, Rombauer is this sort of iconic, archetypal, oaky California Chardonnay. It's got this image, and yeah, a little bit this image associated with the ABC, the anything but Chardonnay movement of, you know, being too oaky, too overwhelmed by the oak. So I wanted to find out for myself what does Rombauer actually taste like, and I also wanted to share my impressions with you guys as a French winemaker on what Rombauer Vineyards Chardonnay actually tastes like. Is it any good? So let's dig into it straight away. Straight away, it's got a rather intense color, some golden hues, a little bit amber, so you can see that, yeah, just looking at it, yes, maybe it's got some oak treatment, infusing some color from the oak. A bit of oxygen would have oxidized a little bit the wine, so it looks a little bit golden, or a color that is rather intense. But let's smell it. Wow, yeah, oh wow, yeah, it is definitely smoky to start with. You know, if you just put your nose on the top of the glass, the smoke, the wood smoke comes through really powerfully. Then if you swirl the glass, there's a big burst of vanilla, kind of, yeah, a lot of coconut. It smells a little bit like bourbon, really, so you can definitely smell the influence of the oak. It smells rich and caramelly, like burnt caramel. Very smoky, loads of vanilla, yeah, a little bit like a bourbon, really. But I guess if you dig a little bit further and you swirl the wine really well, yes, the fruit comes through, and it's a very, very tropical fruit character. There's a lot of mango, like really rich, ripe, sweaty mango that comes through. Bit of ripe pineapple as well, or comfy pineapple. Quite a bit of lemon as well, but it's very ripe lemon, like lemon confit, maybe like lemon liquor, like limoncello, a bit of orange marmalade as well. So very ripe citrus fruit, very jammy, a little bit jammy, yeah, but still quite fresh and vibrant. Let's see what it tastes like. Whoa. Wow, there is a lot happening here. This is a very concentrated Chardonnay. There's of course this huge explosion of vanilla and coconut, this, yeah, bourbon-like, really rich oaky characters, lots of spices as well, the clove, the cinnamon, the black pepper, the white pepper. There's so much going on here. But there's not only that, there's also these sort of layers and layers of kind of different lollies coming through as well. And I don't know what the sort of lollies that you guys have in America, but layers and layers of different lollies, orange lollies, a bit of banana lollies, a bit of pear lollies, a bit of apple lollies, like but overall, I guess the conclusion is that it feels really sweet and fruity and sweaty and tropical and mango and pineapple and huge explosion of flavors. It also feels quite warm to the palate. So this is a 14.5% alcohol wine, so it does feel generous and warm, and you can see that the legs go up and down. So this is definitely a ripe Chardonnay made with grapes that were sort of really ripe and developing tropical characters, as opposed to freshly squeezed citrus, which is what you find in more subtle Chardonnays like in Burgundy, you know, this has been made with, you know, sun-ripe, dried Chardonnay grapes, rich and opulent, but I don't mind oak personally, so I don't mind this type of wine. But yeah, my God, this is so powerful, so pungent. I was just making a video comparing this type of wine with a wine from Burgundy, with a Chablis, so with very little oak. If you want to learn more about what are the main characteristics of these different types of Chardonnays, if you want to learn more about what I think about these different types of Chardonnays, the type of food that they're going to go with, the type of occasions they're going to go best with, I definitely recommend you watch that other video. It's also very fascinating. I wouldn't mind drinking this before a meal with an appetizers, because it's so powerful. It's gonna go well with, you know, taco chips and the guacamoles and all the, yeah, perhaps some cheeses. Maybe it's gonna be a little bit too powerful for most cheeses, and I guess that's the downside of this type of Chardonnays. You have to be careful what you're going to be pairing with in terms of food, because it's so powerful. It's likely to overpower a lot of fine refined dishes that don't have so much flavor to them as well. It's going to add this all of sort of sweet oaky character that you do not necessarily want to have with refined foods, refined ingredients, refined produce. Those were my thoughts about 2018 Rombauer Vineyards Chardonnay. Yeah, I don't mind. I'm going to have another glass of this. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I will see you soon in the wonderful world of wine. Cheers. Bye bye.